Committee is holding its sixth nomination hearing of the 117th Congress as we continue to process the Biden administration's nominees. We have before the committee this morning 6 nominees. Welcome to all. Tiffany Cunningham, nominated to the Federal Circuit, will be on the first panel, and then the second panel includes Margaret Strickland, nominated to the U.S. District Court for the District of New Mexico, David Chipman, nominated to be Director of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, known as ATF. Judicial, nominated to head the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. Ann Milgram, nominated to be the Administrator of DEA, our Drug Enforcement Administration. Ken Polite, nominated to be the Assistant Attorney General for the Criminal Division. Before I introduce two of these nominees, I want to say a word about the nominations process. I want to thank the White House for sending us nominees with extraordinary experience and credentials for the positions to which they've been nominated. And I want to make sure that we understand we need to do our part here in the Judiciary Committee and in the United States Senate to make sure that we have Senate-confirmed leaders in the executive branch. Many of the positions that are being aspiring to be filled today by these nominees have been vacant for long periods of time. For example, former President Trump never nominated an administrator for the Drug Enforcement Administration. There hasn't been a Senate-confirmed head of that agency in 6 years, since 2015. The confirmation process not only serves to gauge a nominee's qualifications, but it's an important challenge to the Senate and to this committee to do their job. The prior administration relied heavily on acting officials, took the Senate out of the process. This administration is trying to bring the Senate back into its constitutional role. Turning to the nominees, I want to first introduce Tiffany Cunningham, nominated to the Federal Circuit. Ms. Cunningham was born in Detroit, Michigan. She spent almost 20 years in Chicago. I'm proud to call her a fellow Illinoisan. Her credentials are extraordinary. Undergraduate degree in chemical engineering from MIT, law degree from Harvard Law School, clerkship on the Federal Circuit. Ms. Cunningham has spent almost 2 decades as an intellectual property litigator and has worked on every aspect of patent litigation from the inception of the case through discovery, trial, and appeal. Further, she has represented clients from any number of fields: mechanical engineering, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, computer science, and the auto industry. Her clients include Fortune 500 and other high-tech companies. Given her experience representing both plaintiffs and defendants, she understands the importance of the law being applied even-handedly. Ms. Cunningham will be ready from day one to serve on the bench. She has technical expertise, deep knowledge of patent law, and almost 20 years of experience as a litigator. Finally, I would note that when confirmed, Ms. Cunningham will be the first Black judge to serve on the Federal Circuit. This historic nominee will bring both professional and racial diversity to the court. I also have the privilege of introducing David Chipman, nominated to be the director of the ATF. Mr. Chipman, 25-year law enforcement veteran. After beginning his career as a special agent with the General Services Administration's OIG, Mr. Chipman joined ATF in 1988 when it was still part of the Treasury Department. He served as a special agent with multiple field offices in many locations, including Virginia, Texas, and Michigan, and led a number of components of the ATF in Washington, including the Firearms Enforcement Branch and the Policy Development and Evaluation Branch. While at ATF, Mr. Chipman led or assisted in multiple efforts to combat gun trafficking and the proliferation of gun violence. He also worked tirelessly to bring more attention to the health, safety, and wellness of law enforcement officials nationwide. Since leaving ATF, Mr. Chipman has continued his work advancing bipartisan common-sense measures to protect responsible gun ownership while reducing the use of firearms against law enforcement officers and innocent individuals. Mr. Chipman has quite literally been on the front lines in the fight against gun violence. As a gun owner himself and an advocate for principled constitutional gun safety measures, Mr. Chipman is singularly positioned to lead ATF and tackle the gun violence epidemic facing our nation. It's worth noting as well that Mr. Chipman will be only the second confirmed ATF director in the agency's history I want to repeat that. He would be the second confirmed ATF director in the agency's history, and the first director to ever have served as an ATF special agent. His knowledge of the agency and its purview is unparalleled. In my estimation, he has what it takes: acumen, leadership experience, and commitment to lead the ATF. With that, I turn to my friend and ranking member, Chuck Grassley.